All right. Figured we'd do one more, another. I still have a whole list of quick videos on how kids can do different assignments on e-learning. I want to talk today, this time, about Myon. I've made a video in the past about it, but I figured I just made a big list of everything and we'd kind of run through these real quick. So Myon is our digital library. It's where we can read books and, if we don't have AR books at home, it's just as good. There's a ton of books on there. So to get to Myon, they need to go to Clever. Clever is where we log into a lot of different things. Clever is the blue and white C right here. Might be in a different spot, probably closer down this way, but the blue and white C. And it's going to want to log me in as a teacher, it looks like. So I'll have to log out real quick so we can look at it as a student, because Myon does look quite different. So we need to log in as a student. So I'll log out, log in. If your screen comes up with this, kids are used to using their badge here. I'm glad I did this. They don't need their badge. Their computer has their Google login, so they can click login with Google, and it will only be one name. I have lots of different names here, but I can log in as students I have saved here, so we'll log in as JC. No big deal. And what's nice is now I can click on any of these and get into JC's thing. I guess not any. Splash Learn actually doesn't work this way, so I'm going to take that off her. She doesn't need it. So Myon is right here, purple and red. And this is the only way to get in Myon. You cannot go to myon.com. It will not work. So I'm in JC's Myon now. And the kids have a bookshelf that I've made for them. It's in their projects. And this is really where they need to read. This is where I pull books. I kind of sort through them, use the filters and kind of group them all together and assign them to the kids. And that way I know they're reading books that are within their level, that will still be challenging enough that it's good reading. It's not too easy, but also they're not just way out. Now the kids have access to all the books on here if they go to the library or start searching around. So if they're on their own, they can read whatever they want. That's fine. But for me, especially for e-learning, I'll say read something from your project. So that would be here. And there's only one thing here because I've only allowed those kids to see it. So Bentley, Ava, and JC all have the same project. They're on the same bookshelf, so to speak. Your child would only see their name on their bookshelf. So all of these books are here. There's a lot. I mean, it takes me like 20 minutes to do this because I can't just select them all. I got to click on one at a time. So I don't change these very often because it is time consuming. But some things kind of to look at. If it has this orange button, that means there is an AR test. This would be a good book to take. There are some books that the way it filters, I try to catch the ones without AR, but you need to double check. Every day a kid will read a book and go take an AR test and it's not there. So they need to make sure it has this orange before it works. Now, don't click the orange button, which is awful. I wish it worked, but it just doesn't work very well. And I'll show you how to get to AR a better way. But if it has the orange button, it's good to read. For an AR test, it just don't use that button. But this would be the e-learning assignment would be read a book on Myon and take the AR test. So you could click read there. If we look, this book here, oh, it went away, had an orange thing, and the border is color coded. So like this red one here, has no activity, but now it turned off. I probably shouldn't highlight over that. We'll find one that she has read. I'm sure JC's read one of these, maybe. Here's one. So she's read this book. You can see it's kind of clicked off for. So JC would know not to read this book again because she's already done. But every time I roll over, it changes the color. I didn't realize that. That's interesting. So I'm going to use this book because I know JC's already read it. We click read. I don't know why the color's changing like that, though. That's interesting. Start the book. Max goes to a cookout. You can click this to go to the next page. Now, it will probably try reading, maybe not. Sometimes it will try reading the words right away. If it does that, just have the kids mute it. I think I've turned off read automatically, but if it does, turn off. Now, if they need help with the word, they can click play and get the whole page. But what I'd rather them do is click the word they don't know and then click read word.
Friends.
And that will give them that one word without giving them the whole page. So I really like that feature. The mouse, I think, works a little bit better on that than trying to use your finger. But you keep reading through this whole book. Now, this won't let you exit if you fly through this book, which kind of stinks. It's nice, but for me right now, it kind of stinks because it knows how long I'm spending on each page and if I'm just clicking through. So as a teacher, I love it, but I kind of don't like it as making these videos. It slows us down here. These Max books are really nice. So I do like the Max books. They're some that are a little bit easier, some that are a little bit harder. They're good books. They have a lot of different culture in them, so it kind of exposes kids to other people, which I really like as well. Okay, so yeah, it thinks I've read long enough. So I finished this book. Okay, so you think the orange button here? No, this orange button still won't work. The best way to get to the AR test, honestly, is to type in the name on AR. This review, I don't care about. They can click whatever, they can type whatever. I don't check these reviews. This question here, this is not the AR test. This is Myon's own reading assessment, I guess, but it doesn't read these questions to them. And I think these questions are really hard for what we're doing in first grade. So the kids know if they have these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, I don't care about this quiz. I really don't. They can click the first one. I don't feel bad if I get these wrong because this is what we do in class. Now, after this one, if there's another quiz that you don't see every question and it doesn't have these numbers, I actually do care about that. I hope that doesn't pop up for JC here. I'll have to go in and fix something. Okay, so it's going to tell me I got some right, I got some wrong. That's fine. So it says continue to benchmark. That is the actual quiz I don't want to do for JC. That is an actual reading assessment. That is legit. I like that one. So I'm not going to click this. If that pops up, have the kids do their best. Don't help them. It doesn't read to them. It will get hard. Just tell them, do your best. You're going to miss some. And it's just checking to see how well of a reader they are. I don't want to do how good of a reader they are. Sorry. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to ignore it. But let's say I want to take the AR test over this book. The best way to do it is go back to Clever, click AR, and this is the only way to get into AR is you have to go through Clever. So it's going to log me in as JC because that's who I'm logged in as on Clever. So it goes through all this loading. It's trying to figure it out. Student portal, yeah, okay. So they have some options here. We click the orange AR for taking an AR test. And then they can type in the book number or the name of the book. I don't know the book number. I'll show how you can find that if you want to write it down before you take the test. I'm just going to, wrong tab. I'm just going to type in Max goes to a cookout. Most kids can handle, especially short titles, goes to a cookout. Okay, there's the book. I can take the quiz. Now I probably won't, so she won't be able to because it has this here, which is perfect. That's exactly why I picked that book. That just tells me if I'm JC, I read a book I've already taken a test on. I got to go do another one. We want to make sure we're doing the reading practice. There also might be a vocabulary practice. We do not do those in class. Do not worry about them. So make sure they take the reading practice quiz. They click this button. The next screen says, who did you read with? By yourself, with someone else, read to. Click the appropriate one, click the next button, and it will go into a 5-question quiz. It probably will read all the questions to them. It may not. If it does not, feel free to help them read if they need help. I help them read those as well. So now let me go back to Myon and let me get off of this. So I'm actually going to close this out because I don't want to take that thing for her. So hopefully if I go back to Myon, it won't pop that up again. I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. So if you're trying to find the AR book number, we'll go back to our project. We'll go back in the bookshelf. For any book, you can click this I for info. Oh, that doesn't look right. That's missing a lot of information. Let's see if this one does it. Interesting. I guess that doesn't work. Let's go back to that Max book. Huh. Okay, I guess you can't click that I for info. You'll have to type in the title. It used to pop up a screen. Yeah. You could scroll over and click another I and it would have AR or quiz number or something like that. But that doesn't work. So I guess now they will have to type in the title at the top of this thing. But again, just like in our reading series, we have 2 tabs here, which is really nice because they can go back and look in the book if they needed help. So sorry this video was a little bit longer. I didn't realize I was going to have this many mistakes. Probably could have wrapped it up a little bit short, but that's how we use Myon to get into AR.